Hi everybody, it's Heather from True North Spirit Medicine and it's the 11th of May 2020 and today I'm going to talk to you about set the symbol. This comes up a lot with clients and sometimes I don't have the time to explain how to do it properly, and also for all of you out there who'd like to know how to work with the universe a bit more closely and a bit more intimately, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I call this set the symbol. I first learned about it in a book by Elizabeth Stevens, who used to edit the Living Now magazine, which is used to be a famous Australian hair in my face publication. Actually found my copy of the book the other day. It's called 7 Angels Help Me, They'll Help You Too. It's a really interesting book. And one of the gems that I got out of this book was this technique, which I've been using for years, and have, like I said, have spoken to a lot of clients about it over the years as well. So, what is it? How do you do it? How does it work? So, it's basically when you want to get a direct, clear answer to a question that you have. So the first thing you do is to think of your question. Make sure you really want to know the answer. Like with anything, don't ask the universe anything that you don't want the answer to, because you'll get an answer. So yes, think of your question and make sure you want the answer, you actually really want the answer. Make the question as clear as you can. Remember that the universe is very literal and has a really good sense of humour. If you're new to this technique, I'd suggest actually writing your question down, because sometimes when you get the answer you're like, did I say it like this or did I say it like that, and you're not quite sure. So feel free to jot it down and make it really clear. So for example, is it within my highest good to travel to Ireland? Bit of a weird question because nobody can travel anywhere right now, but you know, anyway, it's an example. So you might want to be travelling to Ireland, so that might be your question. So think of your question, write it down, and then the next step is to choose the symbol. So you might think of something yourself that is indicative of the answer. So for example, travelling to Ireland, you might think of a green shamrock, or a leprechaun, or something, I don't know. You get the idea though. Or what often happens with me is that while I'm thinking of the question, a picture, an image pops into my mind. It might not be something directly related, might be a rainbow or a white feather or a green starfish, could be anything. So think of your question and then set the symbol, so choose what the symbol is for your answer. Yeah. The other thing that's really important here is to have a really pure intent. So this isn't about, I'm going to test out the universe to see if it's real, or kind of is. Or it's not really about trying to get the best of something. Do you know what I mean? Like trying to best something, or trying to be better than, or trying to be smarter than, or trying to be any of those kind of sort of lower vibration, lower level sort of negative energies. You probably won't get an answer at all. Yeah, so it can be about sort of testing out or checking out whether this co-communication or creation with the universe or conversation with the universe is real. But if it comes from like a really pure intent of, I'm struggling, or I really want an answer to this question, or please show me that you're real, universe, any of those kind of more heart-centered energies is fine. But if it's about, wow, this weird green-haired chick told me about this and I'm gonna choose a really insane symbol that it's never gonna happen, so then it proves to me that it's not real, then you're not going to get an answer. Does that make sense? So the intention, the intent behind the question is a really important factor as well. Yeah. So think of your question, choose your symbol, make sure you're coming from a really pure place, a really loving place, and then the next step, which can be the hardest for some people, is to wait. That being said, this technique can bring you really fast answers, but just like if you were in a restaurant and you ordered a cheese sandwich for lunch, you wouldn't then follow the waiter or the waitress to the kitchen to say, you know, and stand over the chef and say, where's my order and stuff. You give the order in the restaurant or the cafe or whatever with the intent and the expectation that you're going to get what you ask for. So that energy, that belief behind it is really important as well. And that waiting. So you're not going, hurry up, where's my lunch? You're just going, right, I've asked the question, I'm expecting an answer, because of course the universe wants to support you and help you along your path and give you clear guidance. So of course you're going to get it. Like, of course you're going to get your cheese sandwich. If you don't get your cheese sandwich, you get something else, then you say, sorry, that's not my order, and then they bring you what you want. Yeah, simple. There are many ways that the answer can come to you. It might come to you in a dream, it might come as an actual image, a picture, a meme on Facebook, an overheard conversation, a snippet in a song on the radio, a line in a movie. You think of all of the ways that we can communicate with each other, and that's as many, if not more, that the universe has to communicate with you. So be open to the answer coming to you in many and varied ways. It can come really quickly. Someone told me a story recently that they used this technique and they turned around, set the symbol of a flower, and they turned around and there was a lady standing at the counter of the cafe with that flower as a tattoo on her arm, like straight away. I've had it happen really quickly as well. I've also had to wait a few days. Which, you know, doesn't always please me, but then you get, you know, an answer, which is lovely. Gratitude for the answer is always nice. The last thing I probably want to mention here is that if you're unsure that, you know, that floating feather that you happen to see is the answer to your question. Okay, so normally you feel it, like there's an extra vibration that comes with it. It's like when you are shopping for a friend's birthday present and you see something that you know that they will like 100%, and you have that extra feeling. It's like, ooh, I know they're really going to like this, I'll get it for them. And you give it to them and they go, oh, it's amazing, how did you know? It comes with that kind of extra feeling normally when you see the answer to your question, your symbol. But if you're not sure, or this is the first time you've tried a technique like this and you want to double check, that's okay as well, you know. Again, as long as it comes with that pure intent of checking for yourself, not trying to outsmart the universe, because that's probably not ever going to happen, really, when you think about it. But feel free to keep asking. I've done this before, you know, especially when it's like, oh, something I'm nervous about doing or something I'm really unsure of, and I see the symbol that I've set, and then I'm like, oh, was that it? Ask again. Feel free to ask again and ask again and ask again. Trust me, I've done this. I've used this technique for years, and I've repeatedly asked the same question until eventually you just go, okay, that's I'm done. I see, I hear the answer, and I trust that this is the highest guidance that can come to me now. So, for example, with the traveling to Ireland example that I gave before, that was actually one of my questions a few years ago. I was traveling before the virus stopped us traveling and slowed us down for a while. And I did set the symbol of, oh God, I've just forgotten what they're called. Shamrock, thank you. And yeah, I saw it on a giant billboard, going up a street to visit someone in a hospital, and there was a giant billboard with a kangaroo next to it, with a giant shamrock, and it was the Irish-Australian organisation or something, which I didn't even know existed, but anyway, there you go. So I saw it on a billboard that particular time. So yeah, have fun with it as well. With this technique, you'll notice that not only is the universe responsive and really kind of shows you that co-creation and conversation that you can have with the universe, but also that sense of humour. Yeah, it's lots of fun. Have fun practicing, and let me know how you go. See ya. Bye.